Hi, welcome to another Taleo Social Sourcing configuration session. Today we're going to be talking about Site Builder. What you're going to learn today is how to configure Site Builder, including editing your site settings, editing the site branding, editing sites, creating a clone site, and deleting a site. Let's go ahead and log into your Taleo environment. Under the Quick Access menu, you're going to go to Social Sourcing. I'm going to go to Admin, and then click on Configure Settings. On the left, I'm going to click on Site Builder. This is going to bring you to your list of sites and then your sublist of site pages. You can have as many sites as you need, and each site has different functionality regarding editing your site settings, editing site branding, editing the site, making a clone of your site, or delete. Please note you cannot delete your default site. Let's start first by talking about editing your site settings. When I click on the Edit Site Settings button, I'm brought to the General tab. Your program name and your short name can be edited by using the Edit pencil. And site mode usually says Job Site and Referral. This can also be edited if it's only going to be used as a referral site or if it's only going to be used as a job site and not allow referrals. Most frequently, we see job site and referral. Site preference can also be added. We talked a little about this in a different video, but I can have an employee-only site, an alumni site, or a hybrid. Most frequently, we see employee-only. Scrolling down, we have some additional settings. Referral-only authentication display. This is the sign up and sign in buttons that show for all users on the site. If the site is configured as referral only or employee only, the options here will change. The sign up and sign in buttons tend to be in the upper right corner of your site when a candidate logs in or is presented with job opportunities. Site vanity domains we also talked about in another session. If you have a vanity URL, you can list that here, as well as your Google Analytics ID. There's also the opportunity to display cookie acceptance text. I can say none, I can show it as an advisory banner or a blocking modal. Scrolling down, I have the ability to enable category landing pages. Remember, from your OLF, category is your F, and your OLF location is your L. And what that does is it allows you to create landing pages based on your F or your L. Scrolling further down to jobs, these allow the filters to be turned on along the left-hand side of your external career navigation page. It allows me to filter jobs by country, by company. Company is also the O in your OLF, as well as by jobs or by career section. This is very important because in a previous setting, under the Taleo setting over here on the left, we selected which career sites will be scraped to allow the jobs into social sourcing. This specific setting allows me to pick the specific career section. So if I have more than one social sourcing site, I can divide the career sections up between the sites. This Reload Job Results button will force a reload of all of the job listings into your relevant landing pages. And then there's some additional settings like being able to upload a friend's resume, showing the country filter, the company filter. Remember, company equals organization in your OLF. You can have a start date range. I can see if it's in different languages available, as well as showing hot flags to trusted referrers or showing hot flags to external users. This field display and layout editor, if I click on it, allows me to identify what fields are visible to the external candidate when looking at the site and looking at the job. So under the additional information, bonus eligibility, compensation, and contact information sections, I can click and drag additional fields under each section, and I can also click to drag where they show. I can turn them on and off for the employee for an internal candidate visibility, and I can turn them on and off for a non-employee, which would be external candidate visibility. My maximum number of category tiles to display is going to be 6. If I edit this, my only options are 2, 4, or 6. My max is 6, my minimum is 2. They have to be in pairs. You have some additional settings like an anonymous activity feed, referrer activity, as well as showing the external ID in the referrer activity. From the search perspective, I can show which countries show up in the place finder when I'm looking at my search results. I can also detail what my maximum number of search results will be. You do have some URLs here at the bottom. These tend to be default and don't often require change unless you're specifically looking to take them to a specific career section, especially when you're looking at the My Submissions as well as the profile URL for employees. Going to scroll back up to the top, click back on Site Builder, and the next section we'll cover is Edit Site Branding. Site branding is all about the look and feel. It's going to be your colors. So you have the opportunity to go through and set all of the colors for your sites. You've got content colors, which would be things like your body background, the font color, the link hover, search banner background. You've got navigation colors. You've also got button colors, and then your category tile colors. Most of the times, these are default, but all you have to do is click on the edit pencil, enter the appropriate hexadecimal code for the color you want, and click Save. If we scroll down to the bottom, fonts are a little bit different. These are by default fonts, and they build on each other. If the font isn't available in your computer or in the user's computer, it'll go to the next font. It'll display in the next font. If that font isn't available, it goes to the next font. Most of the time, the fonts all the way to the right are always available on computers, and that's why they're listed all the way to the right. Sometimes computers don't have the fonts on the left, which then gives the opportunity to have fonts along the right here that your computer does have and will display the text in. Please be very careful when changing this. There is a whole process to go through to add a font so that you can use it and you can reference it in these font stacks. But it's not easy, and it often will forego that font because that font is actually not available on most users' computers. I'm going to scroll back up to the top, click on Site Builder again, and I'm going to go to Edit Site. Because Edit Site is so large, we're going to cover that in a different video. including how to manipulate the boxes on your site, add new boxes, edit text, etc. However, we will cover some of the left-hand side navigation. We have the ability to upload our logos and our images, our advanced CSS, and then here you can decide how you want your page to be laid out. If I click on Layout, I can pick from different options. Keep in mind, when you select these different options, you do have to have the advanced or the custom CSS to manipulate the navigation pages. Any of the modules or bars that you want along the left-hand side, all of that would have to be customized. You have the ability to do a compact nav, which you'll notice if I flip that button, it takes a lot of stuff off the top here. I'm going to actually put that back on. You can have your page be responsive. You can also have settings under modules. This promo setting, if you'll notice up here, it takes that whole section out, that promo section out right at the top here. So it takes this promote new landing page out. You can turn on and off your top referrer functionality. Your hero image is going to be this image right here. A lot of people don't use the hero image because it is very, very wide and very, very short. So if I turn off the hero image, that image goes away. But if you wait for the next video, I'll show you how to add a new image here that is a little bit not as wide and can be more friendly to any images you might have for your custom branding or your company branding. I'll turn that back on for now. You can turn on your previous search functionality or turn that off. And you'll notice that shows up over here. I can turn off the ability to have categories, which are going to be the categories of jobs that show on this page right here we talked about. Remember, we mentioned they have to be in groups of 2, 4, or 6. I can turn off the share, the social functions. Social means that I can't share them through social platforms. Share means that I can't share jobs. I can turn on my featured jobs, which is this right here. You'll notice that my featured jobs has the view all new jobs and the view all hot jobs. And those are settings that are set in other pieces of the functionality that we've already discussed in other sessions. I can turn off my activity feed over here. And I can also do a landing page image blur. I'm going to go back to Site Builder. The next setting we have is to create a clone. If you have a site that you want to create a duplicate of rather than starting from scratch, because maybe it has all of your settings and it has all of your branding or your colors, but maybe you're going to tweak it for a different reason. Maybe it's a different company line, or maybe it's a different type of position. You can create the clone of your site. It'll add a new site here, and you create the code for it. And then it'll create a new site that you can then go in, edit the site settings, edit the colors, edit the site itself. If you need to delete the site, you can go ahead and click on the delete site icon. Stay tuned for the next video when we go into edit site, and I'll show you how to maneuver all of the different options, add images, add text, move things around, etc.